It may be that nobody ever makes a decision based solely on the facts, but they do need the facts and the reasons to justify the decision. Maybe to the people around them, or maybe just to themselves. As a result, we need to use reason and logic to help us to influence and persuade. If you cannot offer a satisfactory reason, then it will leave the other person with that most powerful of questions in their mind. Why? You may be able to compel someone to do something, but without a big, juicy, meaty fact, because you will never leave them feeling motivated to do it for their own reasons. Logic and reason are at the heart of influence and persuasion, sitting between the need to demonstrate your character and the importance of using emotions to drive choices, decisions, and actions. Reason and logic are the bread and butter of the persuasion sandwich, and the filling are facts, information, and evidence. The process for creating an influential argument with reason and logic has 5 steps. And step 1 is to select the right information. There will be a huge amount of data, a huge number of facts, a lot of information that you could present. However, if you try to present it all, you will often overwhelm the person you're trying to persuade. What matters is choosing the most compelling information, the facts that most clearly and easily demonstrate what you are trying to show. Select the most salient facts, the most powerful evidence, because it is often more about what you choose to leave out than what you leave in, which indicates the quality of your thinking. Secondly, secure your analysis with strong reasoning and careful logic. This is where real expertise comes in, because it is experts who are able to apply the right reasoning processes to the facts, to the evidence, to the data, to draw conclusions that give us new knowledge and new understanding. Third, simplify your argument with everyday language and with analogies and metaphors that make people feel that they really understand what it is you are trying to persuade them of. If they think you are intelligent but don't understand what you're saying, they may not trust you. But if you make them feel smart, if you make them feel like they really understand what you're saying, then they will trust you and they will be confident in making their choice. Your job is not to make them think that you're smart, it's to make them think that they're smart. Fourth, structure your conclusions to make them compelling, to make them easy to follow and understand. This is also about selecting which conclusions you present, but it's also about sequencing them. What order will you present them in? And it's also about the way that you explain them and the way that you signpost so that people know where you are in your explanation and your description. Finally, strengthen your argument by anticipating the objections that you're likely to receive. Prepare your responses and, ideally, present those objections as part of your argument and then rebut them. There's a simple process called emptying the hopper. If you can imagine a hopper full of every possible objection to your proposal, to your argument, to your recommendation, and then you can tackle each objection one at a time, then when the hopper is empty, there will be no more objections, and that leaves people feeling confident that they can accept your recommendation. For most managers and most business professionals, logos, reasoning, logic, data, analysis are where we feel most confident in the realm of persuasion and influence. its ethos and its pathos that feel slightly alien. But don't let that mean that you don't give it the attention it deserves. Marshal all of your skills, all of your expertise to put forward a strong, powerful and credible argument. Please do hit the like button if you've learned from this video. I'll be creating loads more great management courses content for you, so do subscribe to the channel and please do hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the new videos I produce. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and in the meantime, keep learning.